Well, right. For example, I just interviewed John Red Shea, who worked under Whitey Bulger. And we talked about that whole situation, how Whitey cooperated a bunch, against a bunch of people. And then even at like 80 years old, when he was part of a transfer and one of the Boston mob guys had a chance to kill him, they killed him right then and there. And this is an old man in a wheelchair. But the fact that he cooperated and someone had a chance to kill him, knowing they would be caught, knowing they would do life in prison over it, they still did it. So this is a real thing. Whether it's the Boston mob or whether it's the Italian mob, the rules still apply.
Well, you're right. But Hazleton, compared to where I was in an FCI, and eventually I went to a camp, is two different worlds. So, if you're going to go into a prison where guys already have life and they're never getting out, and they could kill a guy like Whitey Bulger and for whatever reason get another notch under their belt, then yeah, you probably, but to an FCI where everybody's trying to go home, everybody is going home, you go to a camp, it's a different clientele.
How did it feel to finally walk out of that prison for the second time?
Oh, it was great. It was almost like a, surreal. Like I just can't believe I went through it again, But I'm blessed because I'm here to talk about it. I'm blessed the fact that it's over and I did my time again and I could talk about it.
Well, your lawyer at the time, Gregory McClure, he was actually caught up in the same case that you were caught up in. And according to reports, he had to pay $1.3 million and he had to give up his law license and now lives in a trailer and works on fences for a living. You heard about this?
Again, I don't want to get into the details of the case, but I will acknowledge what you said. Greg McClure was a lawyer who worked for me directly in-house. But again, to get into the details of the case, I can't get into the details. And again, if I want to talk about it further, click the link in the description.
There you have it. Well, Frank Gioia, man, a hell of a story, a hell of a life. And, you're 58 years old. You still have a lot of years, to live. And I want everyone to check out your podcast because there's a lot of things in this interview that, we didn't get the full details of that you talk about on your actual show. But definitely a fascinating story. And, at the end of the day, everyone's going to have their opinion over what you did, but very few people are put in that situation. So it's easy to say, well, I would never cooperate. I'd let my dad get killed. But if you're actually in the situation where you know that any day your dad's going to get murdered, what would you do? I know what I would do. And, what you did doesn't sound all that different than what I would do myself. So I know a lot of people in the comments are going to say, and the internet's a very interesting place. Everyone's a super gangster. Everyone has these ideals that, nobody else has. But real life is real life. And you've actually went through a real life situation. You were facing life in prison. You were facing a situation where your dad might get murdered. And I ultimately respect your decision, what you did.
I really appreciate that, Vlad. It goes a long ways with me. And like I said, my father now, he's 76 years old. God bless him. He's in good health. Mission accomplished.
There you have it. Well, Frank Gioia Jr., appreciate you coming on Vlad TV. And I want everyone to check out the link to your podcast. It's below on all the YouTube videos. And until next time.
I appreciate you. Nice meeting you.
No doubt. You as well. Peace.